So as you might understand from the subtitle, it has to do with AI, right? Everything has to do with AI these days. But it's actually a combination of technologies. I'll speak about that a bit more. So Pixellot is produced already 150,000 hours of live games completely automatically. That's a bit challenging, as you might imagine. But before I go into how we've done that, I want to talk about why we've done that. So only about 1% of the games out there, the large games, are produced today. There's 99% of the games which are not produced. Only the games which focus on few sports to mass distribution. And that makes sense, that the economics forces you to go into those situations where you can have a lot of revenues based on one production. But in essence, imagine that the economics problem will be removed, and you could have produced so many more games. Not only 99% of the games are worthwhile producing, but many of the games will have smaller audiences, very passionate audiences. It can be your sons or daughters. It can be your local team. It can be a women's sport. It can even be professional leagues, like the volleyball league. There are smaller audiences who are interested. And this is where we target. So this is just 99% of the games, okay? We are targeting it, allowing to bring many sports to many views. And this is what a technology can allow to do. And what enabled this? There were two inhibitors, there were two bottlenecks to do this kind of economic production of so many more games: high school, colleges, second league, women's sport, local sport, even professional sports on secondary sports, even futsal and sports like that. One inhibitor was the cost of distribution. The cost of distribution is starting to get resolved with the OTT. You can do it cheap, you can do it to small target audiences. The other piece, which we are trying to resolve, and companies like us, is the production costs, is to automate and simplify the complexity of operations of production. This is where the AI kicks in, and I'll show you how we do all of that. So Pixellot today produces more sport hours than anyone else. This is a fact. So Pixellot produces 40,000 hours a month live, of course, to smaller audiences, while ESPN, for example, will produce 25,000 hours a year. So this can be done only if everything is completely automatic. The schedule, you just schedule a game, define the type of the sport, and all the rest should work. And it should look good. It should look almost as good as a professional production. Not as good, okay, because the marginal costs are so much lower. So Pixellot was established in 2014. We have combined already in our database, in our neural network of AI, more than 4,000 games, and that's the way the AI improves itself. You train the AI, and the accuracy gets better and better, because there's only a software there. The software needs to understand everything. If the lighting conditions are poor, it needs to resolve it. If there are distortion, it needs to resolve it. It needs to identify the goals and the corner, etc. And this is what we're doing since 2014. The growth is huge in our space. In January 17, we produced only 700 hours. In January 19, we produced 42,000 hours. If you can do it cheap and the marginal costs are sensible, you'll find a lot of partners who can monetize. Either I'll show you all kinds of examples and monetization examples. Let's see how this looks like. This game is produced by our partners NEP in Switzerland, completely automatic. This is the type of experience you can expect, and I'll show you that this is not only about live production, it's about VOD, automatic highlights, it's about interactive experience of customers. And you can start with the basic setting where you have one camera that will follow one enclosure with 4 cameras, which no moving parts, which will follow the game automatically. And you can add more advanced, like sideline cameras and other. Let's see some more examples. What we do, we essentially, with our partners, We typically work with partners who have rights or federations. You will install a system, indoor and outdoor, doesn't matter, once. And everything else will be done automatically. There's a server, of course. The first piece will be for the 4 cameras in this camera. There's 4 fixed cameras, no moving parts. They will be stitched together to one mega camera, if you will, that can zoom in a lot. So we are filming the entire field all the time. The next step is we are optimizing the video in many aspects. So we are replacing essentially the camera crew, we're replacing the Obi-Wan, we're replacing all of that. So we need to realize that there's color correction to be made, the color balancing to be made, there's distortion that should be fixed. This is what we did. The SAY system will serve day and evening, so there's huge differences. And that's the next step, of course, live. The third step is following all the moving objects and understanding the state of the game. We need to understand that this is the referee, and these guys are running towards the goalie, and that's why in basketball this is a fast break, and this is not a fast break, or this is a corner and not just a ball near the corner, because cameramen will understand that and behave differently. What you see here is how we detect a specific goal. We know it's a goal, we can clip the goal, so we have both live, full game live production, but we can also detect key moments in the game and create automatically a highlight reel just following the game. Let's see some more. This is where you can incorporate graphics. We serve graphics from the cloud. The graphics can be completely automatically or manually managed. And you can incorporate commentary from remote. This was a CONMEBOL under 19 game, Argentina, Brazil. This is an example. After the game is done, as I said, we can detect key events such as corners, kicks towards the goalie, goals, of course, and create an automatic highlight reel. Let's call it snackable content. And you'll see in a minute that the users can also consume the game differently. There's 2 feeds going to the air. In this case, it's a game, I think, where is it? It's a Chelsea, it's a under 19 as well, or something like that. So we detect not only goals, but a corner, any kicks toward the goalie. Now, this does not replace a very professional editor, okay? We'll see also cool passes. But as AI advances, you can get more and more in there. We can already get most of the interesting pieces. And if you think about games which are not produced at all, because there was no budget for them, or the budget allowed to produce only few prime games, this is a great solution to introduce much more games. This was all done automatically. Now, the way you can consume, you can either direct it, I'm talking about our partners, or directly to any platform, to Facebook Live, YouTube, but you can also use our player. It can come as an SDK or as an independent player. In the player, you'll have 2 modes. One is the HD mode, which follows the game, TV mode, okay? The second is a panoramic mode, which allows you to be very interactive with the video. You can zoom in, you can go back in time, you can create your own clips on the spot, you can follow your son, essentially, and immediately share it on the social media. And this is where I think much of this is going. People want to control what they see, they want to share it immediately, they want to save it, everything is saved on the cloud. And we see a lot of our activities on the 40,000 hours as post-activity, and a lot of it has to do with clipping and sharing, and of course, highlights. This is another capability. Once you have the system out there, you add through AI more and more smart services. This will follow this kid automatically. Okay, we connected, or in this case, it's a German league, 4th league game. There was we connected to a system that has the badges on the players. We are following all the moving parts. We have the XYZ, so we can coordinate immediately with this and create personal clips. So each one of the players will get his own clip and stats attached to the clip. The story is that we create a broadcast or streaming feed, but the way we do it, we collect a lot of data. That's how we know how to frame the feed out of the panorama. And while we collect a lot of data, such as auto event detection, like the goals, like the corners, We can also detect, in some cases, we do it in basketball now completely, by this one enclosure. I mean, the more cameras you add, the more expensive the system, the more complex the installation. We want to keep it really simple. Like 2-3 hours, you install it once, and it's there for years. There's also a mobile system, but the best business case is when you install it once and never visit it again. We will detect jerseys. When you detect jerseys, you can create personal highlights, not just highlights of the game. OCR allows us to understand the score and incorporate it, digitize it, and incorporate it as part of the graphics on the video. And we can also detect events, and I think I'll show it here, that you can incorporate mid-rolls and pre-rolls based on the events in the game. There's a goal, I want to incorporate now a pre-roll. These are 6 examples of customers we have. What's my time? I still have some time. So Worldwide of Sport is an ESPN facility in South America, South US, and they have 19 systems of ours. All the events, all the tournaments are produced automatically by us. They sell the feed quite expensively. NFHS is the National Federation of High Schools, which is an umbrella organization for 20,000 high schools in the US. We have 3,000 systems out there. Parents are paying $10. They will pay a bit more to get some highlights, automatic highlights and stuff like that. Sport Total, and I'll show you a clip about Sport Total in a minute, is our partner in Germany. They have 600, all the 4th league, part of the 5th league, and even part of the 6th league are covered with their cameras, and it's based on advertising and sponsorship, no subscription. Variety of business model and monetization models. Hockey TV, they charge $29. We can follow, we have 14 games, different types of game. Ice hockey is one of them. Soccer, of course, we are here for soccer, but basketball, volleyball, handball, rugby, American football, and many others. And one of the more demanding is ice hockey, because of the speed of the puck. They have it in 150 ice hockey rinks. Footers, all the most of the 3rd league in Spain is covered with our system. CU Play, the 1st and 2nd league in Mexico, is covered with our system, and another 100 amateur clubs. Now, we work with partners. What we want to allow our partners to create revenue streams in many different shapes and forms, depending on their target market. So it can either be subscription or pay-per-view. We have an OTT piece, what we can connect with different OTTs as well. Pay-per-view, subscription, but we can also serve betting purposes. The latency is low enough, so if there's a feed that goes to betting companies. On the other side is the sponsorship, media and advertisement, and the coaching. The same system that lies there and costs quite low amount and has some monthly fee can serve also the coach. The coach can cover drills in the training and can tag and can have all the videos supporting him as well as the OTT. What I want to show now is a short clip about our activity in Germany, and we'll finish with some professional coaching solutions that we have.
Before Sport Total was there was basically no coverage of amateur sports. We had some handheld cameras that were broadcasted, but rather low quality. When we started, that was the first time we really had the chance to stream amateur games on a broad and automatic level. Currently we have 560 cameras installed in Germany from Pixellot, and we are planning to increase that number over the next year.
What Pixellot essentially allows to do is, at a very low cost, to film, produce and stream a game of be it basketball or soccer or volleyball or many other sports as if it was done by a professional cameraman.
We do a lot of fan engagement content in terms of creating little clips of the players, little clips of the games, and this is what's then shared by the fans. They are the biggest ambassadors for us. We want to bring new technology in the market, bring new media in the market and make the sports professional. And this includes broadcasting all sports and giving them attention, giving them the opportunity to be live, to get sponsors, to really shine and make the most out of the beautiful sports emotions we have in every sport.
At the heart of all of it is great video and strong artificial intelligence and database that allows to add more and more useful services to our customers and partners.
There is not one advantage Pixellot has over any other competitors. It's the total amount of starting with a great system, best quality in the market, absolutely astonishing support all over the world 24/7.
I'm not sure there's many other fields in life which bring so much joy and connection between people. Every game counts. Every player is a big player. This is something special.
So just to sum up this piece of the streaming piece, I'll have another 4 minutes about the coaching. So the Pixellot system, the same one system, will provide live and on-demand video, snackable video, personalized highlights, clips you can cut and share, and of course shareable. Why is it good for our industry and not only to ourselves, or going down this route of more and more content? Because this brings many new fans to the field. Women want to see women's sport. We have a lot of women's sport covered. People want to see their son, and we're not big fans of sport otherwise, but also more emotional engagement and moments for existing fans. So you can see Barcelona, you can be a Barcelona fan, but also see your own son playing and your small city events. So revenue opportunities, as we saw here, subscription, sponsorship, stickiness, engagement, even betting, even data, and satisfaction. I want to finish with the coaching. We have also the same base technology, but more advanced and tuned into the coaching space. We have customers like we have an 18 system in Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Serie A, in the Premier League, Chinese Super League, Mexico. All of those customers are customers of our video analysis tools, and I'll go through it quickly. In the game itself, we have an AI tactical view, or in the game or in the training. This is a different type of auto production that serves better the coaching. As you can see, the same game that is produced to streaming, we can also analyze it for the coach, and they can react live. They can cut clip, zoom in, and create short reels through the game itself. There's another setting for the training. You can define as many presets as you wish, and each preset will film this corner of the field. So you might have in parallel few places where the training takes place, and you can tag each one of them separately. Again, that's the same system that can serve the team itself in the game. So it's also a marginal cost for the team. And some of the team uses it only for coaching. I mean, we don't stream games for Barcelona or the academies, but they use all of those systems. You can see how they define more and more presets. And of course, it can connect into analytical tools and create this type of image of the game. Using our integration was almost very easy to integrate because we keep alive the data of the XYZ data. Okay, I believe I finished this piece, and I thank you for listening to me today. So, thank you.